Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you today. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Right is in 25 rules to live by storytelling. Story with a message and a story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. The numbers are going up. I appreciate you. I got a good one for you today. Let's go. Right thinking mission. Yeah, and I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is for all right thinkers to do just that, and I'm on it. Let's go. Your job is to learn it and manifest it for yourself so you can say you know yourself for yourself. The question I'm asking is, do you know you? And the statement goes, know thyself. One of these persons are you. And if you're not the last one, you should be working on you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is a spiritually asleep. I can awaken with spiritual knowledge of self. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up to yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I see a lot of people running around now on the YouTube. Activate your third eye. Open up your pineal gland. Out of this, the other, instant, all that nonsense. So, right thinkers, let's talk about to see yourself. You have to open your third eye. All them gimmicks that they tell you about, no, let me make it real simple for you. How about that? Okay. So the pineal gland is really the kicker, the key. And the ancients knew this. Okay. They was real particular about the third eye. It's really the eye that sees inward, that sees you. That's how you check you. See, we knew that a long time ago. Now you're talking about self-discovery, finding yourself and waking up. Open the third eye. That's the spiritual connection to your higher self. I know that real well. So let's talk about it. Right thinking philosophies. My whole goal, because that is to what? Get you, the right thinker, to open your third eye. How can I do that? Glad you asked. With spiritual truths, aka knowledge of self, and manifesting through what? Righteous actions and living right day on a day-to-day basis. And once that becomes habit forming, you got a routine, you start to do certain things, you'll see how it work out. I have a perfect routine. That's why when you got the monks, the Tibetan monks, the Shaolin monks, when you formulate a routine that keeps you God conscious, that keeps you serving your higher self, you can't go wrong. I'm not going to the Tibet mountains. I'm not going to join the Shaolin Temple. I'm doing my stuff right here in my lab on a day-to-day basis, and it's working well for me. That's what I do to help you. Let's go. When you become your own self-critic, and this is when you become knowledgeable yourself, you will start to what? Do the right thing. When on a daily basis, it becomes muscle memory. It becomes routine. It becomes a way of life. That's what righteous living is all about. If you're a Christian, you follow Christian dogma and you live a Christian lifestyle. I don't have a problem with that. I'm giving you dogma. I'm giving you concepts that you can live a right thing, philosophical lifestyle. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's not a religion. I'm not taking you from nothing that you believe. No, I'm giving you information that you can use for yourself to get you to the next level. Because in life, constructive criticism no matter who it's coming from, is never taken well. Understand that? But guess what? Self-criticism is right thing of philosophy. That way you check yourself. You point out your own flaws. If I gave you critique of, you should work on this, don't you can get offended. Well, you may feel different. So if our opinions about you don't match, I'm the bad guy. So I don't pass judgment. I don't give criticism, critique of nobody. Do it for yourself. I critique me. I criticize me. I beat me up. I wouldn't dare do it to nobody else. When you start with you, start inward first and work your way out. When you get done everything you need, when you master you, then you can help others master themselves. Until then, shut up and get work with yourself. Excuse me. Knowing thyself, trust me, is what? Opening your third eye. Right thing of philosophy helps you do what? Just that. That's my point. I need you to open up your third eye with knowledge of self, righteous living on a day-to-day basis, and you will make manifestation of your knowledge of your higher self, aka God. In turn, know thyself. When you see yourself, watch this, for who you really are, and there you go. They call it the dark night of the soul. In Star Wars, Darth Vader, he ventured to the dark side, and guess what? He liked it. Yeah, he liked it. He went there willingly, knowing soul to soul. It ain't just started, so trust me. When you make that choice to deal with that, and I'm trying to get everybody to understand, you have to suffer the consequences of the choice that you made. Can you live with that decision that you made? That's all it's about. That's self-judgment. Did I do the right thing? Should I have done that? And a lot of times, if you took stock and did the right thing, you wouldn't question your action. Why? You even know when you did it was right. You only question the action and yeah. So constantly, you got to understand the dark night of the soul is your real essence with your ego self. Again, that's the part. If you want to serve that, you can. But in the end, you got no kick come in. When you serve him, when it's all said and done, come on, my man. Great job, my good and faithful servant. That concept, that's where it comes from. So, when you see yourself for who you really are, the dark night of the soul, the essence of your ego self, you, night of the soul, okay, you're starting to become a right thing. Why? You got to face that. We all got what you call skeletons in the closet. The closet is that place we cut the light out, close the door, put everything in there, cut the light. As long as you don't see it, it's out of sight, out of mind. That's the whole concept. You can't do that. You need to be transparent with yourself. I should be able to open that closet and it should not jump out. I shouldn't be stuffing nothing in the closet to try to hide it. And nope. That's the difference, okay? Right thinking takes all that out of the picture. Why? It puts you on the pedestal. Be honest with yourself. Remember, trust thyself, okay? Be honest with thyself. Here you go. You see, watch this now. You see out of these two eyes. Our two eyes see objects outside of itself. Yeah, we use our five senses: the smell, the sight, the hearing, the touching, and the tasting. That's how the brain gets information. Without the eyes, the brain got to rely on hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. So, excuse me, when you're using all of them, that's fine. But, excuse me, the third eye, the pineal gland, once you tickle that thing, once you open it up, a whole bunch of stuff starts to happen. And the ancients try to get you to understand that by any means necessary. All that crazy, all that stuff, they'll let you know. The kundalini, the serpent that goes up to reach the pineal gland, the chakra system, all that, they let you know in many ways how to open up your third eye to become spiritually enlightened, aka to know thyself. Your two eyes sees what it sees and sends information back to the brain. So the brain relies on the optic nerve to send information back so it sees. But the third eye don't need that. Why? But it's internal eye. It is a receiver also. It receives information from the higher self, aka God. That's where God hid himself. They had a question, where did God hide himself in man? A lot of people say the heart. I agree. But if you understand the third eye, that's where God dwells. That little thing between the two hemispheres, the left and the right hemisphere, that's why you always see two pillows. You always see, I'm showing you, I'm between two pyramids, okay? God resides in the brain, the pineal gland, third eye. That's why I use it. Cat's out the bag. There's no more good secret. This the quintessential understanding of sight of God. He sees inside you. He don't need to see outside you. He needs to see the real you. Conceptually. Okay. Hope you get the concept. I know you do. And you bugging. All right, here you go. Good lesson. Yeah, watch this. Now they say the phrase is believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Okay? The hand sometimes is quicker than the eye. You know, that sleight of hand, yeah. So half of it you might be good, but if you get better, that's on you. But half of that stuff you can be tricked. 20/20 vision is good for eyesight to look and see things outwardly. But the third eye is like X-ray vision. It sees internal. It scans the inside. Again, that's what you have to understand. That was important to them to get you to realize the importance of the eye. You can't see inside yourself with these eyes. Ain't gonna happen. You can't roll them back. Nope, ain't gonna happen. Only this one sees, okay? Then people say the third eye is really the first eye, the original eye. Why? Because it sees all internal sight of the human being. Hello. Ooh, boy, I got some good stuff today. I'm hitting it. All right, here you go. You did that. Next one is, watch this. Now, to see inside, here we go. Now, to see inside, you have to use your third eye. Why? Because it's encased in the middle of your head, first of all, and it's the concept of when Ra sent his eye out to look for his kids, when he came back, he had replaced it. It was pissed. So Ra appeased it by making it into a Uraeus, which is the serpent, and put it here as a protector. Why? Because the serpent, we know at that time, was the best defense mechanism ever. Why? He kept everybody 6 feet away from you. Okay, let's go. I spent a lot of time. Okay, when I first went inside myself, watch this. I didn't like the way I looked. The dark side of me, I didn't like that guy. And I made some changes. Okay, I spent a lot of time with my dark side until I got what? Brighter. It got brighter, excuse me. Now there is no more darkness. Why? I cleaned out my skeletons. I went in there, cut the light on, and keep it on. I know there's no more dark side. There's no more. I put the light on. I shine the light. When the sun go into the underworld's still dark. And now, when the sun ain't up here, it's in the underworld. So we in the darkness. So he's doing his stuff even in the darkness. He still got to go through that and come back and give us our light conceptually. So that's another lesson. Where we at? The place in your mind that you don't want to deal with. It's dark, right? Anything dark, we don't really, we tend to, but those people who fear the dark, which is themselves, the boogeyman, that nonsense, that's fear. Fear, the acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real. We beat ourselves up with ideas, imagination, and thoughts that never really come to fruition, but we think it and we wear ourselves out. That's why you got to learn to live in the now, learn to meditate, learn to stay calm, be under control. All those things are important for the character, for you to stay and live a good, prosperous, fruitful life on a day-to-day basis. You have to have knowledge and understanding to be able to do that. We think, I get up, go to work, do what I got to do, I'm living. No, you just robot. You just functioning, dog. You way out of line. So check yourself, wake up, and understand who and what you are so you can say the phrase, I know thyself. Okay? Watch this. If you want to master yourself, there's some things you're going to have to do. And the first thing you need to do is what? Brighten up your dark side with knowledge of self. Go there and deal with whatever trauma, whatever issues, all that. Go, man, clean that stuff up. Why is he letting it pile up? Man, when I was a kid, this happened. Really? 40 years ago, you still beating yourself? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Some of us live in the past. The brain works on two premises: memory, imagination. We use our imagination to think the worst, and we use our memory to remember the bad. So that's not a good optic if you ain't smart enough and wise enough to realize you can't do that and you shouldn't do that, or you get stuck on stupid, so to speak. Round and around we go. That's due lack of knowledge of self. Excuse me. I see everything about me because I use my third eye, vision, when daily for that reason. Why? To keep me in check. If you ain't checking you, other people are. And if you ain't doing or saying, they're going to let you know, yo, my man, you full of crap. Okay? If I tell my students, if what they say don't match what they do, don't trust them. Okay? Even me. So I'm holding myself accountable. Why? I know I got to walk this walk. Why? That's what I present, and that's what I project. That's what I teach. If I didn't do it, I can't teach it. Well, some people do, but against my principles, no, I couldn't do that. So I hold myself accountable. Next one, I get to get this done. All right, here you go. We see everybody. Watch this. Now, here's the character flaw in most of us. Why? We see everybody else's flaws with both our eyes outward, because that's what we see, represent. But guess what? Other people looking at you too. When you see others' flaws and pass judgment, and I was on them, that's wrong. Stop doing that. Simple as that. If you're doing something that's not right, just stop. Just stop. That's wrong. I see and I hear about everyone else's flaws from people, but I never hear them talk about their own. We see everybody else's. All I want to do is check mine. Why? I'm trying to correct them. The only one I can work on is mine. If I see your flaws, I can't correct your flaws. And for me to give you constructive criticism on your flaws, don't never go well. So I'm not in that business anymore either. Don't tell me what you think. No, my man. You need to check yourself. That takes me out of that business. Okay. I'm critiquing and judging me every day. So I'm busy doing that. I ain't got time to be critiquing and judging you. I do though. I just don't talk about it. I just say it ain't but two kinds. Them that do and them that do. Some will tell you and some will lie to you, but they still do. Women understand that. All right, here you go. Stop recognizing other people's flaws and pay more attention to your own, because that's the only one you can do something about. Instead of telling everybody else and others how to correct their flaws, give them advice on what they should do, when you ain't taking care of your own, because you have some. We ain't perfect. Not even me. And that's why I work on me. Why? I know the better I do, I got to hear that's less guff I got to hear about what I'm not. So that's what starts with self. Okay. When you have corrected your own flaws, aka master self, with right thinking philosophy practice daily, that's what I give it to you for. Now you can say what? I know thyself. And I know my flaws is both good and bad. Okay. Last one. Oh, I got to go. We're 20 minutes. Good. Sorry about that. I hope you got the message. I did a lot of rant. All right, here you go. It's okay to see other flaws, and we do that. But it's better when you see your own. Why? Because you can do something about yours. Everything right thing philosophy teaches is self first. Work from the inside out. Let's go. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I see people flaws as daily, but it's not my job to correct them. Just respect them. Understand and respect them. If you show a person understanding, empathy, compassion, and respect, they're taught till they get blue in the face. Why? Because you're not putting them down. You're not disrespecting them. You're doing everything that they want done to keep them talking and feel comfortable about opening up. And if you're in that talking business, you should get familiar with how to do that. I live what I teach. No. Okay, now excuse me. I live what I teach. And no, I'm not perfect by no means. But I'm always working on bettering myself when daily. I'm better than I was yesterday. Whatever I did wrong yesterday, I'm not going to do today. Whatever didn't work for me yesterday, I'm not going to bring it into today. So that's how I better myself personally. Everybody got their own thing. That's just mine. I'm better. Watch this. Now, every day I'm better. Why? Because I see my flaws. And more importantly, I work on them when daily. That's right thing philosophy. Bettering yourself meaning you want to correct yourself. You want to improve yourself. Right thinkers, when it comes to flaws, we work on ours first. Only give advice you use. Don't tell somebody something you ain't doing. That's the worst thing you can do. You can't use what I do and say, well, no, that's mine. Why? I live it. You ain't living it, you can't use it. Last one. We can't be flawless, but we can do the best we can with the flaws that we have. I can work with that. I ain't got a problem with that. I know what I got. I know what I don't have. So I'm good with that. That's knowing that self. I hope you do the same. I got more for you. I'll be back.